Hi, I'm Tom Field, Senior Vice President of Editorial with Information Security Media Group. I'm talking about ransomware. And speaking with MK Palmore, he's the field CSO with Palo Alto Networks. MK, thanks so much for spending time with me today.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
So talk to me about your view on ransomware now on the side of
the vendor, right?
Being a vendor as opposed to being on the law enforcement side.
Yeah, so on the law enforcement side, obviously, I spent a lot of time managing teams that were on the response side, right? We get the calls on the back end of the equation when a particular enterprise had been victimized. And in the postmortem, it's an easy time to identify what had not been done in the environment, what protections had not been put in place, what controls were not in place, what investments had not been made in appropriate backup solutions. And so now, on the vendor side of the house, I'm seeing that there are investments that you can make in the prevention phase. The preparation, prevention, and response. There are investments that you can make in that prevention phase that will decrease the probability of you being victimized by ransomware significantly. But you have to make those investments.
So Malcolm, as I look at this year, the trends that have concerned me have been the municipalities that have fallen victim to ransomware, and most recently just the service provider that was responsible for, I think, 10 or a dozen healthcare facilities.
Right.
What are the trends that concern you?
Well, exactly what you just described. The two entities, I think, that are still being victimized on a wide scale are public sector entities, cities, states, municipalities, and healthcare entities. And there's lots of different reasons that go into why those particular sectors are victimized by this insidious type of attack. But those are the two sectors, I think, from the resources of Palo Alto Networks, that we would like to spend some extra time helping to prepare them for these types of eventualities. And so healthcare and public sector are high up on our list.
Is it oversimplifying to say if we stop paying, they'll stop extorting?
A little bit of an oversimplification. Remember, the adversary is working on pure volume and numbers, right? Someone's going to pay. And if they are sending out and are successful with even 100 attacks, all they need is some small portion of those attacks to actually pay up.
Because it costs nothing to send out the attack.
It costs nothing to send it up. And in fact, many times it's automated. Once you identify the right exploit and you identify the vulnerability that you intend to exploit, you just send that out into the wild, and folks are oftentimes randomly victimized by ransomware attacks.
What's your advice to organizations to prepare against the onslaught of ransomware?
Yeah, spend more time in preparation and prevention so that you don't have to have those talks about response. Response is an easy conversation to have. It's actually a short list of things that you do once you've been victimized. The longer conversation is around making those investments in prevention, looking for solutions that provide you some kind of automated response to threats within your environment. And that automated response should also provide you some kind of context so that you know what kind of threat that you're dealing with, to provide the appropriate controls and changes to your environment to prevent it from happening again.
Talk about Palo Alto. What are you providing organizations to defend against ransomware?
Yeah, so Palo Alto has a litany of solutions revolving around our cloud, endpoint, and network solutions. And one solution or a combination of solutions that I would recommend would be to look at our next-gen firewalls, along with wildfire and traps on the endpoint. Those three particular components, I would say, provide the basic foundation of protecting against ransomware. And if you really want to make the kind of investment in security, we obviously have automated solutions with our Cortex solution, which is going to revolutionize security operations, but you need an automated response, again, that's going to provide you that automatic change to your environment.
Fair to say you'll be talking about this a bit in 2020?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Excellent. MK, thanks so much for your time, for your insight.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
Again, we've been talking about ransomware and response. I've been speaking with MK Palmore, Field CSO with Palo Alto Networks. For Information Security Media Group, I'm Tom Field. Thank you very much.